So I posted my community tab a couple days ago, but I want to talk about it and react to it. Now hearing your guys' feedback and what you guys think about it, but CBS Sports posted this, ranking wide receiver rooms by tiers. So you have the first tier, which is the 1A, 1B, where I say this all the time when it comes to Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. I truly believe that they're both number one receivers in the NFL. It's a 1A, 1B type scenario. You can, flip that any way you want. Whether you think Jamar Chase is best or you think, Justin Jefferson is the best, right? So that's kind of how they have us ranked here. They have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase as a 1A, 1B type combo. Stephon Diggs, and I'm going to guess Nico Collins or maybe Tank Dell. Probably Nico Collins, in all honesty. As a 1A, 1B type scenario here. You got A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith as a 1A, 1B type combo in Philly. 49ers have Brandon Ayuk, and then they also have Debo as a 1A, 1B. Obviously, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. And then you have Cooper Kupp, and you have Puka Nacua as a 1A, 1B. And I don't think there's anything wrong with those rankings. I think that's pretty much, basic. I can't complain about them at all. Ranking wide receiver room by tier. Superstar headliners. You got obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God. Superstar headliners. I mean, outside of that, that's the only guy they really have there. I guess this is like that one. They have one star, one superstar. CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. Although Jordan Addison is getting really close to being a 1A, 1B type scenario. So, I'm just saying, you might need to start giving a little bit more love to that Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison kind of split. Unless you're saying that Justin Jefferson is going to get traded now to the Bengals and that the Vikings are going to pay his whole entire contract, and then Jordan Addison is a superstar. I mean, that's always a possibility, Or we trade T to the Vikings and we get Jets. I don't know. Anyway, though, Devontae Adams, obviously. Now, the Jets, I don't know if I would say. I mean, yes, obviously the superstar is Garrett Wilson. But they have a couple guys here now. And they're really building up that receiving room for Aaron Rodgers. So we're getting to a point with that one where there might be a couple options as the number one, as the superstar receiver in the future. Rooms, wide receiver, rooms by tier list, dynamic duos. And actually somebody commented on my community tab on this post, and this is very, very true. This dynamic duos obviously means, not superstars, but two really great players. Trios should be on the Titans. You got DeAndre Hopkins, obviously you got Calvin Ridley, and you got Tyler Boyd. All three of those guys are solid, I'll say, wide receiver, low-end wide receiver ones, mid to high-range wide receiver twos. I think DeAndre Hopkins is the low-end wide receiver one. I think that Tyler Boyd, I still think he's a mid-range wide receiver two. Almost to a point of a high-end wide receiver two. Calvin Ridley is 100% a high-end wide receiver two. So, and even maybe a low-end wide receiver one. In all honesty, I think I might be underrating Calvin Ridley. But that's a dynamic trio. And that is actually what I feel like the Titans should be in a category of their own. Buccaneers, obviously, got Chris Godwin. You also got Mike Evans. But they also have... I'm going to keep that one. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett over there. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's a guy who could eventually become a dynamic trio. I don't think he's there yet. Honestly, the guy that they utilized a lot last year was... I forget the guy's name. He's a white guy. That's why I remember him, by the way. I forget his name, but they actually do have a guy who they used him a lot against us. That's why I remember him. But anyway, though, so, I mean, dynamic duo, I think, is correct. I think the Titans should be a trio. Veteran led. You got Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, and you got Elijah Moore. All three veterans. So that makes sense. Commanders. Is Scary Terry a veteran at this point? I guess. Yeah. Okay. They also got Austin Eckler, but we're talking about wide receivers. They got Scary Terry, because Josh Doxson, he's not a veteran. And who else do they have over there in Washington? They got Dotson. They got Scary Terry. They always gonna have someone who's like a 74-year-old receiver. So I guess that makes sense. Keenan Allen, obviously. Yeah, this is actually kind of true. There should be a dynamic trio here for the Bears. They got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze. And with how much these analysts love, and I mean love, to go ahead and just sugar up all these crazy amount of, well, the rookie players are better than the current players, even though they never played an NFL snap. It doesn't matter. They're better. Like, I feel like, this should be a dynamic trio. Obviously, they don't have a dynamic trio, but I feel like there's some category then at least make it a duo. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore is an amazing dynamic duo. I think that's crazy. Jacksonville, who do they have at this point? They got rid of Christian Kirk. I don't know, because the one thing I know Jags fans and trust me, I've heard all the crap recently because everyone's like, oh, well, the reason why Trevor Lawrence looks so bad is because his receivers always drop the football and no one can catch the football. Yeah. By the way, they actually still have Christian Kirk. I thought they got rid of him. They got Brian Thomas Jr. in the first round. I know that. Oh, no, wait. They picked up a guy this offseason. Buffalo, Gabe Davis. They picked up Gabe Davis. So, okay, they also picked up Devin Duvernay, I believe, from Baltimore. That's an interesting one. I don't think they have any other better receiver than that. They got Evan Ingram, but we're talking about wide receivers here. So, I guess the veteran here would be who? Gabe Davis or Christian Kirk? And then Carolina. Oh, lordy. I know they still got Adam Thielen on the roster. They picked him up a couple seasons ago. I was actually just thinking about this yesterday. Adam Thielen is literally just Cooper Kupp. Like, Adam Thielen back in the day was just what Cooper Kupp is now. Like, Thielen was the best receiver in football. He was a white dude. Everyone kind of was like, oh, wow, white dude, really good. And now it's just Cooper Kupp. There's different eras of, like, really good white dude receivers. I just randomly thought about that yesterday. Anyway, they also got Deontay Johnson this offseason. That's pretty much all that matters. They also drafted a wide receiver, but we're talking about veteran-led, so I'm going to go with Adam Thielen as veteran-led. Ranking wide receivers by... Why am I keep reading the top? I don't know why I keep reading the top of this. Up-and-comers. Yeah, that's like the Packers' whole entire draft. Wide receiver room. They have the youngest receiving room in the NFL. And they definitely have the up-and-comers 100%. Falcons. That's an interesting team. Because I know they got... What? They have... I'm going to say Chris Olave. Chris Olave is actually the Saints guy. They have Drake London. They also just got Darnell Mooney. That's why there was this tampering thing with the Falcons was Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, and I believe one other player. They also got Rondale Moore, who I guess he's more of an older player at this point. They got Ray McCloud from San Francisco. He's a little bit older as well. They got Hodges from Detroit, which, yeah. And then they also drafted a 6th-round receiver in Casey Washington. But up-and-comers, Drake London, I feel like at this point now is more defined. He was a 1st-round pick, 22nd overall pick. Darnell Mooney, I don't know if I'd put him in an up-and-comer of what category. I don't know. I don't know if I would do that. Yeah. Obviously, for the Colts, you got Michael Pittman, which should be a really, up-and-comer. He's already a great wide receiver, in all honesty. I don't know if he's up-and-coming. Josh Downs, he's definitely up-and-coming. He should be a lot better this upcoming season. You got Alec Pierce. You got a lot of rookies, by the way, in that receiving core of the Colts. Michael Pittman, Mitchell, their 2nd-round draft pick, I believe. We talked about him during the draft. He was a guy who kept sliding. Okay. I mean, I think the Packers 100%. Saints, I guess, yeah. Who do the Saints even have? Obviously, they got Chris Olave, who was the starter for them. But then they got the guy that very similar to Buffalo. Buffalo also got a guy, I always get the name incorrect. It's like Rashid or something. I think it's Rashid Shaheed. That guy, he's up and comer. You got A.T. Perry. I don't think anyone really knows who he was. He was like a 6th round pick in 2023. He was a little bit older of a player there. You also got the guy. I believe he's Amon St. Brown's cousin or brother. His name's like Equinius St. Brown. I probably butchered that name. If I saw the spelling, I probably could actually say it correctly. They did take a guy in the 5th round this year named Bub Means, which, to be honest, is probably the best name of all time. Bub Means. Anyway, though, yeah, I guess up and comer. Anyway, quarterback dependent. I'm sorry, but when I see the Ratbirds on that and I hear all this, we have a great receiving room. We have an amazing receiving room. I'm like, okay, whatever you say, keep talking, buddy. Keep on talking, CNN. Anyway, Chiefs 100%. I mean, their receiving room is like, Marquise Brown is not horrendous, but Rashee Rice can get suspended. Xavier Worthy is John Ross reincarnated. They also re-signed McCole Hardman, which apparently Taylor Swift loved, I heard. Yeah. Bills, they just depleted their receiving room and got rid of everybody. So their receiving room is really just them running the ball with the quarterback. Same thing with the Ravens with Derrick Henry now. They got rid of, well, they didn't get rid of the receiving room. They got rid of Devin Duvernay, which was a great kick and punt returner. They also got rid of OBJ, which I think, if anything, wasn't that big of a deal. They re-signed / extended Rashad Bateman. They also went ahead, they have Zay Flowers, obviously. They also gave Nelly a new contract, or an extension to his contract. So yeah, overall wise, not bad. Chargers, yeah, they got rid of everybody. Development stage. In what universe are the Steelers in the development stage? They got George Pickens, and they got Slim Pickens. And that's what they got. They got Slim Pickens. They got rid of Deontay Johnson. And they still have this delusion that they're going to get our wide receiver T. Higgins. Oh yeah, they also took Roman Wilson in like the 3rd round, which people really think is going to be a good idea. They got Van Jefferson from the old LA Rams receiver versus, technically, the Atlanta Falcons. He played for Atlanta too, but he played against us in the Super Bowl, so that's why I remember him. Calvin Austin, the 3rd, they got, who, we'll see how he pans out. Quez Watkins over there from Philly, and Scotty Miller, and that's their development stage. Where's the development at, my man? I need to know the development to kind of get a general gist of what you mean by development. Because right now I see the downhill stage. Anyway, though, Patriots, they did take a guy in the 2nd round in Polk. They also got Kendrick Bourne. They got Douglas. They got Juju Smith-Schuster, but like I think he's like ranked the very back of the depth chart. They also picked up KJ Osborne this offseason. Javon Baker, Jalen Reagor. I'm just gonna read out loud. Like, I'm not reading a list, but I'm just gonna spit here out loud all the receivers that I know they have for a fact. Okay, they got Juju Smith-Schuster, right? They got Tyquan Thornton. I think they got what's the guy's name? KJ Osborne, I already said. Javon Baker, they took in the 4th round or something. They took Jalen Reagor, right? Kendrick Bourne, I already said Douglas, and Polk. That is the most weirdest wide receiver room I've ever heard in my life. Development stage, yeah. Anyway, though, the New York Giants in their everlasting receiving room that they always get better at doing. They obviously did get Malik Neighbors this offseason, so that's development. Darius Slayton, I don't think he's developing anything. Robinson, no. Allen, they got Allen Robinson, and then they also got Wayne Dale Robinson, I believe his name is. Jalen Hyatt, Isaiah McKenzie, they got him from the Colts. His last used to play for the Bills when he complained that the only reason he lost to us was because of the fact that the weather was bad. Okay, buddy. Miles Boykin, obviously ex-Raven, Steelers, Browns, freaking Pluto, wide receiver, guy played for every single receiver in the book. Anyway, and then you got Broncos, obviously, you got Cardinals. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these tiers. I think these tiers might be a tad bit up. Just a tad bit. There also should be a trio tier. I feel like they should have added that. I feel like they didn't want to put in the work that they should have put in for the trio tier, but trio tier would have been a lot better in my opinion. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.